Hi, everybody. This is Preston,
And this is Leanne.
and welcome to our surprise live stream of the Cross Country Collective. We appreciate you tuning in. Oh, man. So, we've kind of taken a little bit of a break,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So, there's a lot to that. The biggest thing is just our,
Living life.
our workload and all that stuff. But we're doing everything we can to try to keep this going. Another thing is the constant electronics issues that we've had, but I think it looks like we've got that solved. I don't know that for certain, but we're going to find out tonight. We're doing this thing. We figured it's all or nothing. So we've got we're not going to go to it. It wasn't on our schedule for this year, but there is a MXC race this weekend.
Yep.
So that's everybody that races MXC, whether you're Arkansas, Missouri, or even some Iowa. We've got some folks from the Iowa series that come and race MXC. Y'all have a race this weekend, and
Yeah.
so that's pretty exciting. What is that? Moto Lodo? Does that sound right? Lake of the Ozarks off road. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty confident that that's where it is. We're a little bit more out of the loop,
Yeah.
anymore because this year, like we've told you guys before, we're only doing.
It's in Versailles. Is that where that is?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I have a feeling that's not the way that's pronounced, but that's the way I
I
was going to
have
pronounce
no
it too.
idea.
So
I didn't know if we were gonna try to
I have no idea.
say it or not.
If you're from Missouri, let us know how you pronounce
Yeah.
that. I'm pretty sure it's a French word. So, but yeah. Anyway, we just figured we'd go live, test this software out, see how this goes,
Mhm.
and we're kind of this like Inception or whatever. It's like anyway. We are.
Oh, it shows it on there too.
Oh, cool. Okay, I didn't know that it would link that in depth. So we're kind of just feeling it out. We do have a few guests coming on tonight, or a couple anyway, and we're kind of watching the stream from our phones to make sure that it's actually working the way that it's supposed to.
Mhm.
I'm not actually sure. Hmm,
I wonder if it shows comments and stuff. If like
that
we
I
even
don't
have to be
know.
on.
Yeah, I don't see anywhere in the studio where it'll actually show you that. Oh no, here it is.
I'll just comment on it.
Yeah, there it
Oh,
is.
okay. Well, there.
Yep.
So I guess we don't even need to look at our phones.
No, I guess not.
Hmm.
It's interesting. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, that's good to know. Let's see here. We appreciate you guys being patient with us too, because uh, again, we're just kind of excuse me, we're just kind of winging this and going with it. So, but yeah, basically the gist of our lives has been work, 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 and we're both kind of trying to do things to get in better shape,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. So,
That and I'm coaching T-ball.
yeah, Leanne's coaching
That's
T-ball.
taken a lot of our time, I feel like.
Yeah, two days a week when they were
Mhm.
just doing practices, and then now they're having at least one game night a week, sometimes two,
Mhm.
and depending on how things go, once they get closer to tournament time, they may end up having practices. So they may end up doing
Yeah.
three night a week T-ball. So that has kind of put a damper and slowed things down for us a little bit too.
Mhm.
But what we're going to do is just do the best that we can to squeeze in an episode here or there, just like this. They probably won't always be live. I kind of sprung that on Leanne this afternoon, said,
Mhm.
hey, uh, are you completely opposed to going live tonight? And I caught her when she was in the middle of a bunch of stress and chaos that she was having to handle. And she just said, it's fine, whatever. So
Yeah.
here we are. But yeah, the exercise thing. So we're lucky in that we only work a couple miles from each other
Mhm.
and we share a lunch break hour.
Mhm.
So we've been going running on our lunch breaks, and then I've been bicycling in the evenings and getting some seat time in on the four-wheeler and stuff like that, just trying to get ready for Heartland Challenge. I think we may end up trying to go to Soggy Bottom.
Yeah, I think
We were
so.
talking about that
Mhm.
to get all of us some practice, um, myself included. And it's not too far from home. I think it's less than 3 hours or right around the 3 hour mark from
Yeah.
home.
I think it's a little closer than that.
It may be.
But
I remember you go up towards West Plains
mhm.
and then go down. I think it's Highway 14. Anyway, I don't remember for certain, but either
Yeah.
way, it's not too far, and That's a fun track. It's kind of rough, but it's a fun track. So that'll be some good practice and seat time actually racing rather than just riding our trails around here.
Yeah.
So that'd be cool. Presley really needs it. Her and Bowen Vestal are running a Team Mohawk, in the 50cc stock class up there this year. So in Iowa, so she needs the practice too. We actually just took a couple weeks ago. We just took her speed limiter little. I don't know if you're familiar with KFX 50s, but they've got a little speed limiter ring in there that doesn't let the belt go all the way down in the clutches, and we took that out. We have dogs and they're barking. Just so you know.
Yeah.
Who even knows? Honestly, there's probably nothing going on. She just wants in the house.
Mhm.
So
I think they're playing.
that's very possible. It's very possible. So, yeah. So anyway, we took that speed limiter ring out, and she has not had a lot of seat time. She really needs some actual real race time on it.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. I just kind of wanted to talk about some of this stuff while we waited. I'm going to go ahead and go send the invite. Our first guest that we're going to bring in, his name is Hudson Taylor. He's from Fuel Ministries.
Mhm.
I don't know if you guys are familiar with Fuel Ministries, but it's a faith-based off-road riding camp, and we'll go into a lot more detail with that with him. But I'm going to go ahead and send him the invitation real quick. That way, whenever he gets ready, all we have to do is add him. So don't mind my ugly mug coming in your face here in just a second so I can put his email. So wherever internet loads. So hope everybody's doing okay too. And you got anything you need to add?
I did see if you are going to the race this weekend for MXC, Evan Woods had posted in the group he's looking for a 50cc dirt bike that somebody would let his son Bentley maybe make one lap on.
Yeah, so he can keep his points and stuff. I saw that too. I wish we were going because we've got two.
I know, that's what I said. I said if ours didn't need tire tubes and we were...
If we were going, I'd make sure that it was ready.
Yeah, well, true.
All right. I'm going to text him and let him know that link is sent. And we'll wait for him to pop up in our back room here or backstage, and we'll add him. So, yeah, anyway, we get messages and comments and texts and you name it, asking us when we're going to do another episode. And I always feel guilty saying, man, we're trying.
Yeah.
Hope you guys understand that we really are. And it's just a lot, but we really are. We're committed to this channel. We enjoy the channel. We just probably aren't going to be able to keep up with doing bi-weekly episodes like we'd hoped.
Yeah.
They'll be a little bit more sporadic, but we're going to do everything we can to keep doing the episodes for you. And that's all I really know to do, I'm still waiting on the email address for our second guest, but we'll see what happens. So, yeah. Oh, another thing too we can talk about is sponsor. The only sponsor that we have here on the Cross Country Collective podcast is Zero Limits Designs, which is a Arkansas-based riding gear and active wear apparel company. Okay. They take good care of us. They'll take good care of you too. Go check out their designs. They do full custom designs as well. And use the discount code XC Collective, all one word, all capital, at checkout, and they'll give you a discount just for telling them that we sent you. So appreciate that. And another thing too is that I made a post about it last night, and I don't know how many people have or haven't seen it. I saw it had a few shares today, but you know how those things go. But I saw last week that Jay Shad, everybody knows him as, if you're not familiar with names and you ever watch GNCC, he's the dude on, well, this year it would have been orange, but in years past, a lot of times it was yellow YFZ 450 with headlights, like blue tinted headlights. And anyway, I saw that he was selling some parts, and he happened to have some of these Power Mad handguard shields in a colorway that would match my four-wheeler. So I reached out to him, and snagged a pair of these. They are used. That's cool. They're hopefully, I'm pretty confident, but hopefully they were off of one of his quads. So, but anyway, I had him autograph that. And what we're going to do is I'm going to run these at Heartland Challenge. I'm going to sign the other one, okay, in the same area. Sorry, the thing isn't inverted, so it's like weird. It's the opposite of what you would think it would be. But anyway, I'm going to sign the other one. We're going to either clear coat over these or run some vinyl over just that section there on both of them, and clear vinyl to protect them, and run them at Heartland Challenge. And then afterwards, I'm going to give them away to a random kid. You don't have to be a racer, just because, like, I realize there's lots of people that are fans of different sports that don't actually have the opportunity to play them. So I wanted to keep it open. You do have to be under 18 years of age, so you need to be a minor, a child, kid. Send me in my personal Facebook Messenger a paragraph explaining why you should win these. Okay. Excuse me. And then, sorry, I crammed dinner down right before we started this, so you gotta give me a little bit here. But anyway, send the message, paragraph explaining why you feel like you should win these. Go follow our Crooked Shack Racing Facebook page. And then what was the other thing? Share the post. So if you go, it'll be a pinned post on my Facebook, and it's just search Preston Rowe. You see the goofball in the helmet. That's my profile picture. And look at the pinned post and share it. And parents, if your kid doesn't have social media, totally respect that. 100%.
Right.
You are welcome to do it on their behalf. That's perfectly fine. So, Leanne, is there anything else you want to add? I made him download an app, but I see
him
he's
right
backstage
there.
right
Yeah.
now. So, Leanne, do you have anything you want to add before we invite Hudson in here?
Nope.
All right, let's go ahead and add him in here. Hey, buddy, how are you?
Hey, man, how's it going?
Going pretty good.
Yeah.
Can you hear us okay?
Yeah, there might be a little bit of a delay. We got a pretty good thunderstorm rolling through right now, but hopefully y'all can hear me all right.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
We can, but I do hear the delay, but we'll just make the best of it.
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
I'm just glad that it's working. This is our first time actually using this software outside of just us playing with it and testing it out. And I'm sorry that you had to download an app. I was kind of surprised by that.
Hey, it's okay. It was easy enough,
So,
and it looks really cool. So that's awesome.
cool. Good deal. Well, I'm glad to hear that. All right. So, for anybody that's watching, if you don't know who Hudson is, we're going to go ahead and give him the opportunity to introduce himself and tell you kind of what he does.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Preston. Yeah, Hudson Taylor, and I was born and raised in Oklahoma, so had the opportunity to race Okra, OCCRA growing up, and did that most of my life till I was about 18 years old, and got into doing an internship with the dirt bike ministry, actually. And from that, met my wife, and things led for me to come over actually and live in Kentucky. So now I live in the great state of Kentucky, and work for Fuel Ministry, actually. So on staff full time with them. I get to travel around and host summer training camps.
Cool.
We do chapel services at the racetrack, and then do some special events here and there at certain races that we go to, and gives us an opportunity to share the gospel of Jesus Christ with people, and combine our passion for this sport and our love for the Lord in one. So it works out perfectly.
Wow, that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool that you were able to turn something that interests you so much into, two things that you're so passionate about into something.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of like the American dream these days, is to find a way to turn what you love into something that, can provide for you. So that's really cool.
Absolutely. It's been awesome. The Lord's really opened a lot of doors for it to be possible. It's not where I thought I would be, if you ask me, when I was 18 years old. But this is definitely in a lot of ways the dream job and what I love to do. So.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, that's really cool. So that being said, you were talking about being from Oklahoma, racing with Okra. We already know, but just for listeners who don't know, that leads into the next point. You guys have a camp in Oklahoma coming up.
Yeah, we do. We're super excited about it. It's actually going to be June 10th through the 14th, and that's in Guthrie, Oklahoma. It's at a property that Okra has raced at for years. They're actually not going to be going there anymore, I don't believe, but it's one of their main properties, kind of a staple property that they've gone to for
Oh, wow.
many, many years, and it was one of my favorite tracks growing up. Make Promises Happen. Incredible facility there. With
That's
many
cool.
miles of trails, sand loops, deep ravines, field sections, anything you can ask for in an off-road loop that property has. And so, yeah, we're excited to be there. We're going to be there, like I said, June 10th through the 14th. It is a Monday through Friday camp. So basically, the kids, they'll show up on Monday with their parents at about noon, and they drop them off, and mom and dad can go have a vacation while the kids have the time of their life getting instructed by some of the best instructors in the world, and having a ton of fun while they're doing that. So we're combining the summer fun camp side of things, and then the in-depth training side of racing into one camp, and it just makes for a great time.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: do you feel like, without veering too far off topic, before we get into the details of how to become a part of that, do you feel like you have enough time with the kids every year? I mean, do you feel like, and I realize these camps happen all over, but do you feel like that Monday through Friday is enough time for them?
Yeah, it's so funny because I think every kid is like dreading Friday. They're dreading to leave. But we do so much riding throughout the week. I mean, I was literally laying out our schedule today for camp, and they ride 5 hours. It's 5 hours of instructional training time a day. So they get so many hours of riding. They get so many hours of doing fun activities in the evening time. Honestly, we get a ton of pictures sent to us through our Facebook and social media platforms, 20 minutes, 10 minutes
Yeah.
after the parents pick up the kids and they're leaving the property and they're in the back seat passed out already. And so, it's kind of one of those things where there's no doubt we hate it whenever camp is
Oh,
over.
yeah.
It's kind of one of those things we dread
I
it,
don't doubt that a bit.
Yeah, but it's still a ton of fun, to see the week progress and see these kids at the beginning of the week that maybe don't know each other, they don't know you, but by like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you're all a group. You're a tight knit group together, and you're there for the same passions, for the same reasons. And so there's no doubt there is an
Yeah.
aspect of it where 5 days is not enough, and we love to see them return year after year. We hope to see a lot of the kids from last year back again this year. And so I guess the answer to the question is no, 5 days is never enough, but everybody has to take a little bit of a breather and a rest after as much fun as we have.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's fair. That's a fair point. So what does it take for anyone? Because I'm hoping, given that we're talking about this and kind of putting it out there, I'm hoping that you have some openings left. What does it take to get your youth racer to be able to come to the camp?
Yeah, so they will need to go online to fuelministry.com. And on there, we have our website set up for camp registration. We've got 8 camps coming up this summer. So our Oklahoma is obviously the one that we're talking about here tonight. If you click on the registration tab for camps, you'll be able to go on there and get signed up for it. One of the cool things that they've actually done for Oklahoma camp is we had some local staff there that help us, and they took it upon themselves to go out and raise money for this camp specifically to
Okay.
cut down the cost for the campers. And so with that,
Oh, that's awesome.
it's actually $200 off the cost of a normal
Awesome.
camp
That's
price.
great.
So it's $595 for the week. That's food, lodging, everything included. They get fed great. We have some really good lodging there at that camp, and then they get to train and have fun all week. So they can go online and sign up through our website. Fuelministry.com is definitely the one and only way to get signed up. And we do recommend doing it soon. It is going to sell out here pretty quickly. We're anticipating that we probably will be sold out within the next week or two. So definitely get on that if you plan on coming this year.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm
Mhm.
glad that we decided to live stream this tonight then uh, instead of recording it, because it's possible any editing that we might have had to do could have, cost valuable time for people that may be interested in having their
Yeah.
kids go.
Right.
Yeah, especially with the news of Hunter Hart, being one of our main quad instructors. We've got some
Yep.
great guys. Dylan Youngblood, he's incredible. As far as our local Ochre guy, just a legend there.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
we've got Hunter Hart on the other end, who is just an incredible GNCC top level, ATV racer at the top of his game right now. And then we've got Riley Salick as well,
Yes.
another Oklahoma native. And so between those three on the quad side, and then our incredible list of instructors with the bike side, we've got Tucker Grooms, Logan Adams. We've got an incredible lady from Florida, actually. Her name is Jacqueline Ross. She runs her own training company down in Florida. She's actually flying all the way up here for this camp. And she actually was the MX Women's Canadian Pro Racer back in the day whenever they ran that series. So a lot of great instructors, and there's a
Okay.
couple more to that list too. Sawyer Scott, he was the Okra champion this past year on the bike side. Dylan Matheny. If I'm forgetting anybody else, I'm sorry, but that's we have such a
Okay.
great group of instructors there this coming up camp, so it'll be exciting to see.
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I'm trying to get the link sent to have Hunter invited on here too, but
Right.
I'm having trouble.
Absolutely, no
It
problem.
won't do it on the computer at the same time, so I'm having to do it on my phone. And I think a few minutes ago you actually covered this when we talked about how to be a part of it, but just one more time for me.
Yeah.
How many slots do you have? I mean, does it vary from each camp location? Like the one that's in Oklahoma, is it different from any of the others that you do? And could you talk about some of the other locations you guys have?
Absolutely. So yes, it is different depending on what property we go to and camp facility. Oklahoma camp is 75 is the limit that we take, and that's bikes and quads, so 75 total.
Okay.
However that adds up. Some of our
Mhm.
camps, most of them are right around 75. Our Indiana one is our staple camp. That one alone, we have to have a separate bike for quads and a separate week for bikes. They'll run
Oh,
quads the
wow.
first week, which
Okay.
is 120 is what we take in the dirt bike side, and then we'll take 85 on the quad side for our Indiana camp. So
Yeah.
another good option for maybe
Mhm.
anybody in this Arkansas, Missouri, Oklahoma region is the Missouri camp that we have, and that one is bike only, but it's a little bit different from the Oklahoma camp in the sense that it has 50% off-road and 50% motocross, and that's gonna be near Springfield,
Oh, that's
Missouri.
neat.
Yeah, and that one's at the end of our summer,
Okay.
so it works out really well where we have Oklahoma at the beginning and then Missouri at the end. That one's going to be July 29th through August 2nd. Like I said, near Springfield, Missouri, Possum Hollow
Okay.
MX, really great facility there too.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so same thing there. We primarily are on the off-road side of things. We have one motocross camp in the state of Illinois at Lincoln Trail MX, another incredible facility. But primarily we focus on the
Okay.
off-road side of things, and for I know this is kind of more so based towards the quad side of things. So if you want to hit up two camps this summer, you can come to our Oklahoma one and then come to our Indiana one as well, and that one's in late July. So gives you kind of an opportunity to try some different terrain and
Yeah.
much bigger hills in that part of the U.S.
Yeah.
than over in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
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 We've got some pretty big ones here in Arkansas and Missouri.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. There's a lot in Arkansas. I spent some time racing over there too. So beautiful part of the world.
that's what I was going to ask when you were racing at the local level in Arkansas, if you or in Oklahoma, if you had the chance to come and race any of the. I don't know when you were racing. AXC started in 2012, so if it would have been before that,
Yeah,
you would have been probably
I
OXC
came to
or the Arkansas
one.
Hare Scramble Series.
Yeah, yeah. I came to one AXC race, I believe in 2021. I'm pretty sure somewhere right around there. And I just remember the start, like it literally just started and went
Okay.
straight up this mountain, and turned left up at the top of the hill. It was pretty cool property, but that was the only Arkansas race that I've done with AXC.
You went straight up what? I'm sorry, we
I
kind of
think
broke
he
up.
said a hill.
Straight up a mountain, just right off the bat.
Mountain.
That probably would have been the Rock Creek
Yeah,
at
that's what I was
Boonville.
thinking. Yeah.
I think it was. Boonville sounds
There's kind of
familiar.
a motocross track there. There's a great big field.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
a fun
Listed as
track.
that's where like the border race was at for Oklahoma. So it probably, yeah.
Yeah.
That was our first year racing, wasn't it? Or did we start earlier than that?
No, we started the
No,
the last time that they did the Okra AXC border battles would have been our first full season racing. We did a couple races before that, and then we ran a full season the year that the last year that we had border battles.
Yeah.
We did it there, and then at Cole Williams's property there in Skiatook.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Cole has a cool property too. I've always loved Skiatook. That was one of my favorites growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one was fun. And I'm sure you guys have had plenty of mudders there, but when we were there, it was super muddy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was super
extremely muddy. We talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
Because there was horses there. No. Yeah. So it's pretty familiar.
Yeah.
But the year we were there, we talk about it all the time. There was people out there with horses pulling out trucks and campers. And actually, if you scroll back on our Facebook page, if you scroll way down, you'll actually see Leanne shared a video of somebody getting pulled out there. And it's like a 1-ton truck with a fifth wheel camper being pulled by like 4 horses out of the mud in the parking area. The one closer to the road.
Yeah. It's down in that bottom where the creek runs through there, so it can be pretty wet.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I liked all the creek crossings and stuff, though. You kind of zigzag through the creek, and I mean, it was kind of a challenge with all the rain that we had, but I like the technical riding. I'm not fast, so I don't like the fast tracks. I like the I like the slow technical tracks, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, it was always a good one.
So one more. Oh yeah. One more question for you too. Hunter said that he's logging into the software right now. So, what in a typical day with fuel? What could just to a prospective youth racer's parent, what could they expect for their child in a typical day at camp?
Yeah, so like I said, it's action packed right from the get go. So we wake up at 7:30 every morning. We go to breakfast at 8 o'clock, and then from there we do some stretches and warm ups just to get everybody's body ready to go for the day. And we go right into 3 hours of training. So how we lay out the property is we typically have anywhere from about 10 to 15 different training zones that are somewhere around a mile long, and they're just mile long loops that are set up, maybe less than that even, actually probably more like half a mile long or a quarter mile. Excuse me. And so what we do is they will rotate in groups of 10. They will go to these different training zones, and they'll have a different instructor every hour on the hour. So we rotate them into one zone, and they'll be there for a full hour, maybe working on, like, let's say log crossings or sand whoops or a turn track or starts, or so forth. And they'll be with a new instructor every hour. So they do that for the first 3 hours of their morning. At 12 o'clock, right at noon, we take us a lunch break. We take them a good hour lunch break, get them rehydrated, get some good food in their belly. And then from there, we actually do a Bible study during the middle of our day. And it gives them a chance to kind of cool down some more. We'll do a Bible study on our curriculum that we're teaching that year. So this year, for instance, we're talking about the armor of God. And so how that relates to us as dirt bike and four-wheeler racers, we relate to that perfectly with our helmet, with our goggles, our chest protector, our boots, the things that we need to keep us protected on the track. And then we look at the Bible and some of the tools that we can use from the Bible that keep us protected in life. And so we'll do that, and then we hop back on the track for another 2 hours, starting at 2 o'clock. So we'll go from 2 to 4 for the training side of things. And we wrap it up after that with some time in a swimming pool to get the core body temperature back down. And they get to play in that for about an hour or so. Then we roll into dinner,
Mhm.
and then we go straight to our chapel service where we do live worship music. And Jerry Dunaway is our pastor. Super cool to have him there.
Mhm.
He actually is a quad racer himself, raced GNCC with his daughter for many years. So he relates
That's cool.
perfectly to all the racers
Mhm.
in that sense. And so we'll go to chapel every night and get to listen to Jerry preach, get to listen to our worship leaders. And then after that, we typically will do some kind of fun game. We'll like this year, we're looking at doing some pit bike and pit quad races. In the evening time, we've got a
That'll
gymnasium
be
there
cool.
that just lays out
Mhm.
perfectly to do fun stuff. And we do this crazy game called Goofball. It's kind of like a version of kickball, but it's got the summer camp twist to it. And yeah, man, we keep it fun in the evening times. We do
Yeah.
another Bible study later in the evening once it gets dark. And then obviously it's time to shower up because it's been a long, hot, sweaty day. And we'll do that and give them some
I'm
downtime.
sure they're
We're
all
typically in
tuckered
bed
probably.
yeah, we'll typically have them in bed by 9:30, 10 o'clock. So, you know, and then we
Yeah.
start it all over again the next day. So it's a good time. And like I said, action packed from the time
That's
that they
awesome.
wake
That
up
sounds like
Yeah.
a blast.
to the time they go to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sure sounds like they're getting their money's worth
Yeah.
for sure. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All
That's
right.
our
Well,
goal
it
for
looks
it.
like we've got Hunter backstage. So we're going to head and go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think we got a delay here, so I'm good on my end.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to go ahead and add Hunter in here. He did say that he's going to be audio only because he's traveling today. So you guys know, we'll go ahead and add him in here. Hey, Hunter, can you hear us
What's
okay?
up, everybody? I can hear you. Can you guys hear me?
Good deal.
Yeah.
Just making sure. We've got a little bit of a delay.
Yeah.
Perfect. So we're good?
Yep, we can hear you. Let's see if Hudson can hear you.
Yeah, I got you.
Beautiful. Did I hear that Jerry Dunaway is going to be there?
Okay.
He is, Hunter.
He's got some bad weather over there. So.
That's what I like to hear, dude. Jerry and I go way back. I actually used to race with his daughter, Tara.
Yeah, Jerry's a great dude. We love him.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's awesome.
I don't know if he knew you were talking to him.
Yeah.
So Hunter,
I don't
we
know
were
how-
just kind of covering just the basics of what Fuel Ministry is about, and so we just wanted to ask you a couple questions about your involvement with it. So how did you become involved with helping coach these kids with Fuel Ministries?
Man, I don't even really know how we got started on it. You know, I ended up there one year. I believe it was 2018 was my first year at the fuel camp. And there was a solid group of guys there that year. It was myself, Drew Landers, Devin Feehan, a bunch of my buddies that year were there. And I think it was just one of those things where we all kind of went as a group. And, you know, it went off great and I loved it. And, you know, I'd gone back many times since then. And, you know, Mark and Hudson do a phenomenal job. You know, I've only ever gone to their Indiana camp. But, you know, it's always fun. You know, it's always one of those dates that I like to circle every year on the calendar and be there as long as I can, you know?
Well, that's good. That's really good. So Oklahoma, have you ever been to Oklahoma before?
Never. No, I get to cross that one off my list of states this year. So that'll be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You get to knock that one off the list and help out Fuel Ministries in the process. So that's pretty cool.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's exciting. It's definitely one of those super cool things, you know. I don't know how big the turnout's going to be, but you know, I think it'll be sweet. You know, I've never even ridden in Oklahoma.
Oh yeah.
I'm excited to see what the soil's like, what the terrain's like, what all of it's like. I think it'll be an exciting thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I'm sure the kids will be excited, you know, especially now as word's starting to get out more. Pardon me. Word's starting to get out more about who their you know, their pro coach is going to be this year. So I'm sure they're going to be excited. And hopefully we get some Arkansas and Missouri kids, you know, through this. Maybe they'll hear about it and sign up to come spend the week with you guys, and that'll be great. So
Absolutely. If they're half as excited as I am, then we're dialed in, you know. It's exciting though. I'm super excited to be part of
Heck
it.
yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. So, oh yeah,
Mhm.
that's good. What's your favorite, I'll just put you on the spot. What's your favorite part about doing these camps?
Man, are we talking the riding portion or non-riding? Because there's two parts that I enjoy most out of each.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Just break it down into one
Yeah.
for each.
Okay, absolutely. So my favorite part about the riding piece is that I just get to go and ride my ATV with a bunch of people that are excited to ride their ATVs. You know, that's the cool thing for me is most of the time
Mhm.
when these
Yeah.
kids show up to the camps, they want to learn how to ride an ATV better. You know, like that's one of the main fundamentals of the camps is, you know, being a better ATV rider and a more well-rounded, wholesome person as well. And you know, you can't teach a lot of that stuff other than in these tougher situations, which, you know, usually the kids at camp, they're put into a new place, you know, mom and dad aren't there, and it kind of allows for them to be a better version of themselves and grow and be like, wow, I have to be responsible for my gear. I have to be responsible that I put gas in my ATV. Wow, are all 4 of my tires full of gas or full of air today? You know,
Right.
just little stuff like that helps the kids grow into, you know, young adults. And, you know, it's in the camaraderie between kids. That's one of the biggest things as well, is that they, you know, everybody in the group, like all the kids, they're having fun, but they don't want to let their buddy be faster than them. So they're going to try harder as well. And, you know, I would say one of my favorite parts, one of my favorite parts off the bike is, you know, I'm a big fan of the kickball. You know, that's one of my favorite things, you know. You know, there's just something about kickball that's just enjoyable. You know, like I don't know what it is, but it's one of my favorite things to do there. And then, you know, I think I heard that we're gonna have pit quad races as well. Was that mentioned earlier? Maybe.
We're not 100% on that, but maybe.
Okay.
So we're working towards.
Yes.
Go ahead, Hudson.
That would be exciting as well. Yeah, go ahead, Hudson.
Yeah, we're working towards that one. We'll see if that one comes full circle. But like Hunter said, goofball, kickball, we have tons of fun no matter what. So Hunter knows that firsthand, and hopefully we can pull off having those pit quad and pit bike races.
Absolutely. You know,
I will tell you, some of the most fun that we have ever had racing has been doing the 50cc. We do a 50cc challenge with our series where literally like smaller than pit bikes. You're talking about like TTR 50s and XR 50s and that kind of thing. And she smoked me this last time. So
they're a blast.
Oh, they're fun. It's all a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about the venue.
I can see. Go ahead.
What's the venue like out there?
Yeah, so it's going to be you know, really there's nothing that relates to it on the East Coast, Hunter, from anything that you've been to before. I would say it's probably maybe a mix of like South Carolina as far as sand whoops go, mostly flat terrain with some big ravines to it, and you're probably going to feel like you're back at Croom again a little bit for most of it, which I know you're a fan of. So you should be right at home as far as the sand whoops go, and big sand turns to blast. Makes for a really fun week of camp.
Okay, that's exciting. I like the sounds of it. Are there trees out there?
Yes, there is trees. Yep, absolutely. You will have some woods for sure, but maybe more like shrubs.
That's a valid question. Leanne laughed. That's a valid question because Hunter's been out west and raced work. So
yeah,
you know, like that's what I was trying to compare it to.
Absolutely, yeah. Everybody thinks of Oklahoma as plains country, and it most definitely is. But there is parts of it that have some woods to it. So this property is pretty unique in that it has a little bit of everything. It has the plains country. It has the trees. It has some hill climbs. It has roots. It has some rocks, and it has sand. So you can't ask for a better place to spend a week of riding your quad or dirt bike.
Exciting. I like it. I like the sounds of that.
You got to have that variety Friday, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you're on the road, right? Where are we on the road to or from? Are you doing some training or you're going to
Yes.
see
So
family or
nope. So I am actually headed down.
what
You
do we
know,
got
I'm
going on?
very thankful to have my buddy Aiden Jones. You know, I go down and I've actually taken him under my wing this year. We've done a lot of training with him, and I'm actually headed down to train with him a bit this week. Probably hit up a local on the way home, and then be back in New York on Monday. I am headed to South Carolina right now.
Busy, busy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. So, what are we at? Basically, right at a month now from the Oklahoma camp, right?
Yeah, we're about exactly 4 weeks out. So June 10th through the 14th.
Okay. So I'll just tell you, Hunter. I know you're obviously a pro GNCC racer, but some of those kids in Oklahoma are fast.
Yeah.
So you might want to eat your Wheaties. Make sure you're ready. Get plenty of seat time because there's enough of those kids that wear you out.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. I like
Is
it.
there
So,
a minimum
go
age
ahead.
requirement for the camp?
Yeah, 7 years old is our minimum age, and we range anywhere from 7 to 18 years old. We do have adult campers. We welcome anybody of any age above the age of 7. So, believe it or not, we have a lot of kids that are like
Oh, okay.
teenagers, in the range of 14 to 18 years old. So, to your point, there will be a lot of fast kids there for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I do have to say, I'm excited, Hudson,
Yes.
that I don't have to drive to Oklahoma. That is nice. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man, I want to jump on a flight too. I'm booking all these different trainers, and I'm like, man, I just want to fly there. I don't want to have to drive everybody's equipment there. So it'll be a good one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So what does that mean? Does that mean you're going to be riding somebody else's quad for the week, or?
No, so luckily Hudson, we managed to work it out where he's actually going to send me, or I'm going to send my quad with him to Oklahoma from Tennessee, I believe is where you live, right, Hudson?
Kentucky, but yep, I'm going to pick it up in Tennessee. So that's the goal, anyways. We'll see.
Yes. Yeah. So no, I will be on a.
I see we've got a comment
here
from one of our local racers named Ronnie. Okay. Okay, I got you. Well, good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad. Not that I think it would make that big of a difference on your ability to work with the kids, but I was just kind of curious about it. But we've got one of our local guys from here in Arkansas named Ronnie. He said, I'm turning wrenches on the quad right now, listening, and I love it. Is there an opening over the weekend where we could come and take a lap with Hunter Hart, to see if he can keep up with like a cry laughing face?
So unfortunately, we won't be there. We'll be there either the weekend before setting up or the weekend after cleaning up. But Hunter's going to come in from from Monday to Friday. And it is, you can either come for the whole week and pay to come to camp, but we're going to hold off on the racing. That way we can keep Hunter ready to go for the next GNCC and not wear him out too bad. That way he can go get him another win this year in the XC1 class whenever he leaves camp. So
Yeah.
That's a perfect answer, but you can't blame Ronnie for trying.
Absolutely. We all want to race him, right?
That's right. I mean, hey, the answer is always going to be no if you never ask.
Yeah. There's no point. Right. I agree with that mentality. It's a 100% no if you don't ask.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I already know there's no contest. So on my end, I wouldn't even bother racing it. But I would definitely enjoy the one-on-one training time. I remember you come around me one time up in Iowa a few years ago, Hunter, and I felt like I was moving at a brisk pace, not flying, but felt like I was doing pretty good. And you blew my doors off. And I tried to keep up with you for a little bit just to watch your lines. And you were just gone. There was absolutely zero chance.
Yeah, that's I get that often, you know, from locals and stuff. People are like, I just don't get it, dude. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, you know, it's like everything. I do everything a little faster.
Yeah. Well, it's just yeah. Yeah. Yep. All right, guys. Well, I'm not going to keep you super late tonight. I'll just ask one more question of both of you. And Hudson, I'll have you go first. Is there anything else that you'd like to add before we get off this episode?
Not really. I think we covered it really well. Like I said, spots are filling up quick, so we would love to have you a part of our camp. And if you can't make it to Oklahoma camp, be sure to check out our website to see the list of other camps that we have. Our Oklahoma camp is pretty near and dear to our heart in the sense that it's coming up pretty quickly, and we've got an incredible team of leaders there that put in a lot of work. All the people that are volunteering to come help at these camps.
Right.
They're racers too. And so we're combining our passion of sharing the gospel of Jesus Christ and, getting better on our quads and dirt bikes. And so, we would love to have you a part of that week with us and just come check it out, see what it's about. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm pretty easy to find on social media, Hudson Taylor. And or you could just contact us through our website. We've got some really cool camp videos that you guys can watch as well off of YouTube if you just type in Fuel Ministry Summer Camp. And anytime that anybody has any questions, feel free to reach out. Like I said, we're super excited to have a guy like Hunter Hart at our camp instructing. You mentioned where he passed you at Iowa. And, the couple times I'm a dirt bike guy, but the couple times I've ridden a quad, there just truly is something about these XC1 guys that's just a whole nother level. And anytime that you can, be listening to them and learning from their techniques and pick up on things that they have to teach you, you can't put a price tag on that. And I truly think that leaving this camp on the riding side of things, we see so many kids message us after camp saying that, hey, before I was like a 10th place kid, and now I'm in the top 3 every week. Thank you for what you guys do. And so be sure to check us out. We'd love to have you a part of it. And that's pretty much all I've got. Thank you guys for your time tonight.
That's phenomenal. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for thank you for coming on the show, but we need to thank Matt Fulbright, because he came and found us. What is that race? St. Joe, Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mix that up with the St. Joe, Missouri race that's still yet to happen, but the St. Joe, Arkansas race, he came up to us and could get together on this, and I just think it's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks, Matt, for reaching out to us too. So,
absolutely.
Hunter, is there anything that you want to add before we go?
No, I'm excited. I'm excited to be part of the camp. I'm super thankful that Hudson reached out to me, and we were able to get it done. This was actually something that Mark and I kind of talked about a little bit when we started the year out. And, Mark was like, dude, I'd love to have you at one of my camps. And I'm a big advocate for the Indiana camp that you guys put on. And unfortunately, I had a conflict this year with that one. But I'm super excited that I get to come out to Oklahoma, hopefully add this one onto the schedule for every year, but, there's nothing like the first year being there. So hopefully people sign up for it, and we're gonna make it a special week for a lot of people, and it'll be a lot of fun.
Good. Well, good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm sure that we could go on probably for a few hours picking both of your brains about anything and everything under the sun racing, but we'll just keep weeks. We wanted this we're using for one, but also to just kind of help spread the word about Fuel Ministry, and so we'll just kind of leave it at that. So we truly appreciate you guys coming on and letting us chat with you for a little bit tonight.
Yeah, thank you guys. We really appreciate it.
Not a problem, guys. I'm excited. Hopefully everybody's gonna have some questions at camp, because we've got hours of stories to tell.
Hunter, be careful traveling.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.